Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Happy Hour podcast. Of course, on YouTube live like we are each and every week. And of course, for those of you not joining us live, if you're watching us after the fact on YouTube itself or on Roku and Fire TV via Pod Nation TV, welcome. Of course, Rune is joining me tonight. Rune is back. Welcome back to the show, Rune. And of course,
Thank you.
our featured guest, Lala Tada. Lala, you don't need any kind of introduction. Of course, been in the adult industry since 2007. That's a long, long time. I'm sure you've seen a lot being around. And one thing I was thinking about before we started, and it's mainly because I recently myself, and I'm not sure if you guys have done yours yet, but I was dealing with some of my tax stuff earlier on in the week. And it's the kind of
Yeah.
thing where, I do a lot of eBay sales and, all that stuff. And,
Mhm.
I don't make a lot off of the show, but I make enough now to where I can claim things from this show. And I thought,
Yeah.
what can adult film stars claim? Like, what
Oh,
all are
yeah. Good question.
claimable? Like, can you claim dildos and shit? Like, I mean,
Yeah,
like,
absolutely. You
really?
should find, yep. Yeah, anything that you're spending on this is, it's essentially a business. Anything that you're spending to make yourself look good. Number
Yeah.
one, my haircuts, my makeup,
Nice.
uh,
Oh, that's
uh,
nice.
surgery, elective surgery, of course, cosmetic surgery. That's the word I was looking for. All that stuff. I still have to do it. You reminded me.
Yeah.
I do too. I'm not
You're
looking
welcome.
forward
You're
to it.
He's like, they're asking for your list, and I was like, yeah, I still need to go through and do that.
Well,
It's painful.
I did mine. I did all my claims, and of course, we're here in Maryland. I mean, Maryland's weird with taxes and all that shit. And so I did my taxes, and I was like, oh man, look at that! I'm gonna get a 578 back from state. Meanwhile, I owe 489 from federal, and I'm just like,
Uh,
awesome. So, and I was talking to my buddy earlier, and we were talking about taxes, and he's like, yeah, man. He's like, I owe $2,900, but he's like, here's the kicker. He's like, I owe 2,900, but it was from an arrest when I was a juvenile. And I'm like, wait, whoa,
what?
whoa. He's like, yeah, he's like, it's
What?
from 2019, a juvenile arrest. And he looked at me, he's like, Ray, I don't know if you can do the math or not. He's like, we both have very stupid Dundalk High School education, so we might not be able to math this. He's like, but I don't know if you can do the math, but we're the same age. We're going to be 39 this year. I am the farthest thing from a juvenile. So apparently what happened is I was like, well, when was it from? He's like, apparently it was from 1994. He's like,
Oh
I
my
was 8.
gosh.
And I'm like,
What?
wait. Oh. So then this whole can of worm opens up. I was like, wait, you were arrested when you were 8. And he's like, yeah,
You can
just
get
did something
arrested at
bad as a
8.
kid. But what happened is when that happened, there was some sort of fine or some shit like that was issued. And the police didn't do the paperwork right or something like that. And it never went to his mom. So what
Mhm.
happens is they recently found this. So now since he's of age, it applies to him.
Wow.
And now they're like, oh yeah, and I'm like, that, like, imagine, like, eh, it blows me away that they could even tax someone from being the age of 8. Like, I
And
was
I
like,
thought it was 7 years. I thought it was 7 years. I couldn't go beyond 7 years.
apparently there's some loophole in Maryland. Maryland has some
Wow.
dumb bullshit law to where they can do stuff like that. I'm like, that's weird as shit. Like, I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but anyways, aside from that, Lala, you have been in the industry for a very, very long
I
time.
should preface, I took a very, very long break as well.
Well,
When I
a lot of
started,
people do. They go away, they come
yeah,
back.
yeah.
What do you think with as long as you've been around, even with doing breaks, what do you think is probably the strangest experience you've had in the industry? Like anything that just completely comes off your head. Like mine, a lot of times is showing up to a random car dealership for a wrestling show, and I'm wheeling my bag behind me, and I look around. I'm like, there's gonna be fucking 2 people here, and like, is there anything that you've had, like that?
Uh, I don't even know where to begin or where to even go with that. I got my start in 2007, I wasn't doing mainstream porn at all. I even right now, I'm still working towards working for more production companies, but I got my start in nude modeling and fetish modeling.
Yeah.
That was what I did in 2007, and did that for a while and then took a break. So when I came back to nude modeling because that was what I knew.
That's what you do. That's the easiest route to go.
Yeah, so I wasn't really doing any videos. I wasn't doing OnlyFans. I was just doing my nude modeling thing. And so it was just a photo shoot with a photographer, right?
Yeah.
We did a little bit of it. He's like, "Do you want me to do some video for you? Because I know you're trying to like start this other stuff too." And I was like, "Yeah, sure. That sounds good." Anyway, long story short, I get done with a solo scene using a dildo, right, on myself, and set it on the bed next to me while I get up to get my stuff and all that and finish up.
Please don't tell me you come back and it's inside of him and he's like, "It's time to record."
He was licking it. He was licking it.
He was.
Yes. And he didn't even like, you didn't ask me for like my tests or like, ew. What are you doing? Give me back my dildo.
Is he like popsicle missing? Like he's holding it like a popsicle. He's like,
I think he was really into it. He was really into it. And I was like, whoa. We're done now.
Jesus.
That's crazy.
And what the new what was that, Ron?
I said that's crazy. I mean, I know people like to taste things, but like did he like just did it, right? Like
just picked it up as soon as I turned my back to grab my clothes off the floor. I turned around, he's just
Well, at least it was you turn around to him like licking like that, that toy that you had, and not you turn around and he's standing there with a knife, and you're just like, "Wait,
oh right."
like, I think I would take that over that any day.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, it was just weird and awkward and kind of like, what are you doing, dude? Yeah.
I've always thought too, like when women use toys, especially vibrators, like if you like start to blow a vibrator, like is there ever a time where like you accidentally turn that bitch on inside your mouth and it's just like almost like chipping your teeth as you're like, oh,
you could accidentally hit a button. That's true. I've accidentally hit buttons. I've even actually turned it off, like, dang it, what did I do?
Yeah.
I've
never turned it on in my mouth, but I've definitely had trouble where it was supposed to be like a solo scene. I was supposed to be using a vibrator. I couldn't figure out the fucking buttons.
You look like an 84-year-old man trying to figure out a remote, but with the vibrator. It's like, how does this thing work?
That was, yep.
Hey, photographer guy, come here and lick this and turn like just do that right here. Like, he just licks it and it fires up and it's like, wait a minute, what is this? Now with the nude modeling, like is there any specific, like I guess with that, did you do and like a lot of cosplay with that? And if so, what did you do any like certain theme more so than another if you didn't do cosplay or anything like that?
So with modeling, way back when, 2008, my goal was to be kind of the chameleon that could play any role. I could go from like ultimate glamour seductress to like looking really, younger and innocent. I really prided myself in being able to play anything in regards to like portray anything, I guess I should say. I did have a lot of like boundaries back then. Like I didn't do bondage, which I'm totally into now. There's a lot of stuff.
Times change, right?
Yeah. I didn't do like full spread, and now I'm all about it. So
there you go.
Yeah, and yeah, there was definitely times that there was some like dressing up. I really like the artistic aspect of coming up with the concepts. So I had photographers that allowed me to do that at times. And that was fun. That was the fun part of it that I liked.
With the bondage, have you done any ball crushing? I always like to ask about that because that's a unique thing. Like
it is.
Yeah.
I haven't.
Oh,
I'm just kind of getting into being more dominant in my scenes. I did my second pegging scene the other day. And for me, I'm the alpha in my relationship with my husband. but my personality is generally I like to laugh, I like to smile, I like to make jokes. And it's kind of hard to do that and be, you know, Dom. So I really have to totally switch my personality. So I'm working on it. I don't know if I could ever do ball busting. I'd be like, oh God, are you okay?
Like, I mean, because there's videos out there of women that wear like the longest heeled boots I've ever seen in my, and they just literally hammer fucking balls. And like I sit there and I almost throw up on the floor watching it. Like I feel their balls in my throat from how much that, like, like, no, not.
They'd have to pay me a lot to get me to do that, I think.
And of course, OnlyFans, all that stuff. What kind of like requests do you get? Like, because I know there's a lot of strange requests. You know, we don't kink shame out there. You know, there's all kinds of different. What are some of the more out there ones that you get in, and which ones have you turned down from some of the ones that you've gotten?
I get a lot of P requests. You can't do it on OnlyFans, but you can do it on mini vids. Just like they get very detailed sometimes in their requests. Like, I want you to sit in an office chair and
I want you to swivel back and forth and put your feet up. And I need you to type on the keyboard as you just go like this with your lip. And then your one eye kind of quivers a little bit. And then you drink a little bit of coffee and you're like, is there any point where I'm going to take my clothes off? Like,
totally.
It's like a whole script of shit in detail.
Have other people told you this?
What's up?
Have other people told you this? How do you know that we get those like long ass requests?
We don't ask many questions over and over again. That is one that I always ask because the OnlyFans requests are wild, just absolutely
intense.
Wild. From some of these guys or girls who send this stuff, mainly men who send this stuff in that is just completely crazy. Like, and I look at it like this: they send you all this stuff to do, and people know watching this show. They know how long I did wrestling. We'd be in the back, and I would have a motherfucker sitting there. Okay, what do you want to do for the match? 15 minutes later, they're still talking about what they want to do in the match, and I'm like, you know, you lost me. Like,
oh my God.
Like, okay, I heard everything you said. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to do this for the beginning. I'm going to call the rest in the ring, and this is the finish. Okay? Gotcha. Like, and that's the whole thing. Like, I'm not going to remember that shit.
Yeah.
Every time those guys do that, and then they forget something, they're like, and I'm like, oh, fuck. Boom, headlock. All right, this is where we need to go. Like, no one's going to remember that shit.
Right.
Team that shit. Like, you know, it's crazy. It really is. It really, really is. And so what we're going to do, we're going to get in, of course, we have all kinds of gimmicks. We have all kinds of games. So what we're going to do is we have what we do, and it's actually become a monthly thing. It's called Smash or Dash. So, and this is actually the last one for the month of February that we're doing. And it is our Smash or Dash, which is the St. Valentine's Day Massacre edition. So what it is it's a combination of it has 6 gangsters, and then in honor of Cupid, we have people / creatures with wings. So we're going to go through the photos, and then you're going to tell us whether or not you would smash or whether or not you would dash. So very easy. And some of these are very, very fun, and some of these are very, very what the fuck. So so we're going to go ahead and do this. Of course, Rune, she's been here for a couple of these. Normally, if it's her first go around, we'll have her do it as well, but she's been able to do this one already. So let me just go ahead and get these up. So this is the first one. What about Al Capone? What about Al Capone?
I don't know. Am I getting paid, or is this like for fun?
It's for fun. It's for fun. These people aren't going to really show up to your house.
Right.
Plus, some of these are long dead. So
yeah, I know.
True.
Yeah, dash on that one.
All right, so dash. And a lot of people forget, too, that back in the day when Al Capone was around, he had syphilis. And that was had a cure for syphilis because that's what ate his mind away and made him go crazy and forget where all of his fucking money was. So
Wow.
there's that. And then the next one is Bugsy Siegel. Bugsy Siegel.
Okay. I know who he is. And I know he's kind of cute.
You know what? Bugsy has done pretty well. I think everybody
exactly.
Smash.
Yeah.
Bugsy, I think he's the most desirable gangster we have on this list so far.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
The next, and this guy has gotten no love at all. Mickey Cohen. What about Mickey? Poor Mickey.
I know, right? His shirt looks like it's choking him. It's so tight around his neck.
Seriously.
I mean, ow.
I feel like this is when someone that comes up that's like taking pictures of a model and they're like, give us your best pose. And he's like, this is gonna get me laid.
Yeah, I don't think so, buddy.
Then after Mickey Cohen is John Gotti. What about John?
Dash.
I know, right?
John Gotti has been a dash for a lot of people, but apparently he has really good looking sons. And a lot of people were like, we would do his sons, but not John Gotti himself.
But not the daddy.
And then there is John Dillinger. What about John Dillinger?
Okay, yeah, smash.
He also, a lot of people said he looks like a freak.
Yeah.
He would do things.
Right?
So,
I agree.
So
especially
that
with the little mustache. Reminds me of like Flesh Mechanic.
Oh yeah, you can do some mustache.
He's got a
ride.
smirk. He's like
The
smirking
mustache.
about something.
The amusement park is open. There's only one ride, and that is the mustache variety.
Yes.
His mustache looks like really small. Like it's like a milk mustache. It's like right above his lip only.
Cute.
All right, so that concludes the gangster part of this. And now we're moving on to the beings with wings. Beings with wings. So the first one is Goliath from Gargoyles. If you've ever seen Gargoyles. So what about Goliath from Gargoyles? So, okay, you know what? Goliath has done extremely well. A lot of people like Goliath. Like, I think it's because he's ripped. And I mean, if you picture this as like a true being, like real life, I mean, it's not that bad looking of a creature.
Right.
You know,
Agreed.
that long tail that you can do stuff with, whip you with it.
He's very strong. The muscles are nice, right?
Yeah. I'd let him wrap me in his wings.
And then, of course,
that's exactly right. Wrap up.
Oh yeah, you can fly, holding onto him and like fly through the air, like while.
Totally thinking that too.
His tail could be the propeller.
And of course, we can't do Dash without Cupid. So we have Cupid, but this
Diaper Man
of Cupid.
Yeah, I'm gonna pass. I'm gonna dash. Sorry, not pass. Dash.
So, I'm surprised Cupid got two smashes on this. One was a pity, and the other one was Allison Ray said that if he has the kind of personality and the humor to do something like that, you know, maybe not first night, but after you've talked to each other a couple of times. So he's fared a lot better than Mickey Cohen. I will say that.
Yes.
His diaper's about to fall off. I got to say that.
And then the next is Harvey Birdman. If you've ever seen Harvey, and it could be the cartoon version, or if you've seen the movie version, which is played by Michael Keaton, which is Harvey Birdman.
Okay. Yeah, smash.
Okay. So smash for Harvey Birdman. Harvey Birdman has done pretty well himself. And then if you remember Flash Gordon, the movie Flash Gordon, there's a character named Voltan. What about Voltan?
Yeah, smash. I'd go for it.
Okay. Voltan. A lot of people don't like Voltan for some reason. I was like, all right, you don't like Voltan. What if we include these guys in the background, in the equation?
Oh, yeah. Let's do that too.
And then we move on to Nitara from Mortal Kombat. Nitara. Mortal Kombat.
Smash. For sure.
Nitara has been every single one. And then last but not least, which is always the best one. You always save the best for last. And that is the Gargoyle from I, Frankenstein.
Oh, no. That's too scary. I'm going to dash.
And when we did this for Halloween, and I think Halloween was the most fun one we did. Michael Myers and Freddy Krueger cleaned fucking house.
Really?
And, like, I was shocked. Just the sheer amount of people who wanted to fuck a burned man. Like, just the sheer amount of people that were like, we would fuck Freddie. And I'm like, does he even still have a dick? Was it burned off in that
Oh, right.
fire? Like, I don't know. But like, and the last one for that, if you're familiar with horror movies, is Tarman. And Tarman was the final one from Return of the Living Dead. So
Okay.
that's always a fun one. And Lala, I don't normally, I don't normally ask this question, but you have such a unique performer name, which I
Oh.
like, because me being a wrestler, you have a gimmick name. That's what it
Yep.
is. It's the whole Lala Tada. And when I was reading the notes that your rep sent me, there was a lot of like, he referenced Hocus Pocus and Magic Acts and all that stuff. Was there a purpose behind the Lala Tada? Is there a reason why you chose that?
So
I was wondering the same thing.
Is it because like when you were younger, you grab someone's dick and you're just like, "Shada!" and then they just all over the wall, and you're like, "I'm going with this. I'm going with it."
No, I wish it was that cool. It's not even that cool of a story. I love my name too, and I get asked this question all the time, and it is fun to play on. Like even in my scenes, sometimes I'll say like "ta-da."
Yeah.
Well, yeah, of course.
I hear my teeth.
Like literally, I do that so often now. But really, I was coming up with the OnlyFans name, and there's a lot of Lalas on OnlyFans. I wanted Lala because it takes part of my real name. It's a variation on that. And anyway, there was a lot of Lalas, so I couldn't just be Lala. I had to pick a second part of it. And for names, I usually have first and second name, and I tried a bunch of different combinations, and just all of them were taken. I'm like, how many fucking Lalas are there in OnlyFans world? What is going on? And I was like, just kind of thinking on it. I was like, what about Lala Tada? Yeah, that's kind of cool. Yeah, I like it. So typed it in. It was available, and that's how she was born.
It has a good ring to it, really. I mean, it has a good ring.
Yeah, it definitely stands out. And like that's the thing, when I saw it, and like I typing it in, you're like, this is different. Because like normally when I promote and all that stuff, I'm just, regular name, all that stuff. And of course, when I was wrestling, like the later part of my career, I was Chase Rawlings, which of course you see on my screen, it says Ray Chase. That's my last name. It's my name and my mom's maiden name that,
Cool.
But I also wrestled at one point as Gold Thumb, which was
Gold Thumb.
It was a 3-man tag, and we were the Legion of Ungood, and we were bad evil villains. Like we sucked at being evil villains, and we were supposed to be bad guys, but we were so stupid and so funny that literally for like the third or fourth show, we became the most popular tag team in the company. And it was Gold Thumb, Dr. X, and Mr. E Machine that were the three that were the Legion of Ungood. So I always appreciate someone with like a cool gimmick name, but also use like that name in their, like, how your rep used it or whatever and all that stuff. And I'm like,
yeah,
that's really cool how that works. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna get into some of we do news articles as well. So we're gonna hop into one of those, which is let's see. So first one starts off with, and what I do is I find these titles online, but I don't actually read these articles until we're live. So they could go any way possible. And the first one is, man steals a steamroller and tries to outrun the cops at 8 miles per hour.
Can you run faster than that?
Yeah, I would assume if you're stealing a vehicle, there's a chance that you could get into a police chase. You try to steal the fastest one you could find. This guy stole the slowest. So it says 33-year-old Travis Campbell from New Orleans stole a steamroller from a construction site.
Oh my God.
Last week, the cops started chasing him, so Travis gunned the steamroller up to its top speed.
Well, that's hilarious.
8 miles per hour.
Sorry, my dog's coughing in the background. I apologize.
No, that's all right. Shockingly, the cops were able to catch up with him, and he was arrested for theft. So, like, this is definitely some straight out of Grand Theft Auto type shit. So, Lala, let's just put it this way, and Brune, you too. You guys are just, you're sitting there, you're sitting at a red light, you're just chilling, and you just see homeboy just putt-putting.
Oh,
that's like from like Saturday Night Live or something, like some kind of comedy thing. We're like, come on, you couldn't do it. You could do it.
Like what happened? happens with this. Like there was a story with this Wendy Rain was on of a man who stole a forklift and he drove it into his ex-girlfriend's car and started lifting it and like putting it down.
Oh
And I'm
my
like,
gosh.
Oh my God.
That's not a spectacle or anything.
like,
Hey, dramatic.
like it's so all right. So here's the I'm gonna put up here. Here is the man in question. This is the gentleman that stole the steamroller from his construction site. So that's him right there. So that totally looks like I'm gonna steal a steamroller in his eyes. And then like apparently that's the steamroller.
Oh my
That,
God. He on something?
so that what's that?
Was he on something?
I don't know. I would assume
You would have to be. Why could you think
Yeah.
that would go fast?
yeah,
Duh.
I don't think a sane sober person is going, I got it. I'm stealing a vehicle. You know, I'm going to rob this bank today, but I need a getaway vehicle. So
Right.
what
Might as well
I'm
go
gonna
on a
do is-
freaking
like, imagine,
snail.
yeah, imagine he was taking that to go do a bank robbery. And the cops got to him before. Imagine somebody robs a bank, which shout out to last week's episode. We talked about someone robbing a bank with a Nerf gun. Like,
Oh, wow.
yeah, so imagine that, like he comes running out, big bag of money, comes running out, gets into that, and I mean, like steamrollers that big just don't fire up. Like you have to like fire up, hit a couple buttons, like hit hit the clutch, and then he's just like away with the money, and they're just like, yeah, 911, yeah, we know exactly what he looks like. Well, yeah, he left 5 minutes ago. But he's still leaving. Well, what do you mean? He's on a steamroller,
He's
he's
still leaving.
roller, and
Right,
he
get
just,
away.
yeah, he just ran over one of those scooters that people leave abandoned places. Like, I mean, I guess that's a benefit. Like, if you take a steamroller, you can just kind of, I guess, somewhat run things over. You don't have a little bit of oomph behind it, but I guess if a cop stands in front of you with his gun drawn, it's like freeze, like. There ain't gonna be no freezing. There's gonna be, pancake man in the middle of the ground. Like that, that's
Right.
the way it's gonna work. So Lala, if
Yeah.
there's ever a time in your life where something happens and you're like, okay, I need to steal a vehicle other than a traditional vehicle, what would you take?
I don't know. Other than like a car
Yeah.
or a motorcycle. Can't choose motorcycle, right?
Yeah.
Ah, that's a tough question. I don't know. I really don't know. What else goes kind of fast?
I was gonna say army tank, but those might be slow,
Yeah,
right?
I don't know. I think some tanks go pretty fast. Like I've seen videos of tanks going pretty. I've seen videos of the Ukraine just wrecking shit in fast tanks. So there are some fast tanks out there, but also it doesn't have to be fast. Like as we know, a steamroller. Like a steamroller is. I mean, you want to get away, obviously. Like I'm stuck. I'm hung up on the fact that I would always want to try to flee to police on one of those airport stairwell things. Like you on that thing and like you just hit the lever and you're standing at the top of it. Then that way, like if someone runs up to get you, you can just kick them down the steps. They come back, they run back up, you kick them down again.
That's great.
It's a constant like yeah, I think that would be a fun one. A golf cart would probably be decent too. Like,
golf cart would be great.
Oh, golf cart, yeah.
It's easy to get into. Like you can just hop in. Just make sure you don't roll that thing. Because you roll that thing, like things everywhere. And also you've done VR. So I saw on what your rep sent that you did VR. And let me look. So it says what is it? It's did a F-bomb VR. So what is that the company that you did? Or is F-bomb VR you just saying the F-bomb repeatedly while someone
I do say the F-bomb a lot during my scenes, but
do they give you a script then? Like you have a script you have to say?
It's a script, but I did not have to follow it like to a T for most of these. It's just like, hey, here's the concept. Like one of them was a cuck scene. So that company is run by my friend Sean Dam. I shoot with him a bunch. He's Las Vegas local. And yeah, he just comes up with fun concepts.
Nice.
And we just kind of roll with it. He doesn't like to do what it takes, so I try to go straight through.
So it sits there, they put on the Oculus. And I mean, I have an Oculus myself, and it's there, and they're just looking around, and all of a sudden you show up like you just appear like a magician. You're wearing like the magician thing or whatever, and all that. You take off the cape, your boobs are revealed, and then you just go, "Fuck you, fucker, fuck, like, and you're just nothing but F-bombs, and they're just sitting there like. I mean, I'm watching that. I mean, I'm not even looking at the fact that I'm being yelled at, because you can look at literally anything you want. So my mind would be on like Rune View, like that's where I would be when the VR is Rune View. But yeah, that's wild the way that works. And when they did the VR stuff that you did they use that little like short circuit Johnny Five looking camera that everybody talks about? Like, it looks a little bit like Johnny Five from the Short Circuit movies.
It does look a little bit like that. Yeah.
With the way like robots and AI are or whatever, my main fear is that one of these cameras is going to fall in love with the performer one day. Like, and I brought this up on the show before. You know, if you've seen it, good. If not, I'm going to tell it again because it's my show and I do what the fuck I want. But like, right. I feel like that it's the kind of thing where it, like, follows you home one day. Like, you know, it falls in love with you, and like you're taking a shower, and like you hear something outside your window, and it's just a silhouette of this little like camera like that's there, and you're like, what the fuck is that? And then like you just start seeing weird things, and you notice videos on your computer of you but in VR, and you're like, what is happening? And then it reveals itself to you one day, and it's like, hello, Lala, I'm here for you. And it's like,
oh my God.
No, yikes. You don't even have any privates. And it's just like, I don't care, find some. I need you to service.
I don't have any privates. It's a dildo. It's a baby. It's a dildo, right?
Yeah. It's a dildo to itself, and it's like one like those like wheels, like Wally, like it has Wally wheels, and it's just,
oh my God,
like over to you, like.
That's hilarious.
So how long does like the VR, like how long is that VR process? Like, is that like hectic the way that works? Is it a lot different than traditional like camera work and filming and all that?
It's different. It's different in that the ones that I've done are all kind of set up POV.
Okay.
So it's Sean Dam's, you know, point of view, so people can pretend like they have, you know, this giant dick. And because he's behind this VR equipment, like I can't look at his eyes. I have to look at like the camera's eyes. So it's funny, that story they just told.
Which I heard were like big, like weird googly eyes or whatever.
They are. And then I kind of have to be the one doing a lot of the work because he's behind this camera. So like you can really only see from the waist down on him for most of these.
Okay.
And he can't move because it makes too much noise. I was told I had to tone down my noises.
Oh, what? No, there's no toning down noises.
Yeah.
The fuck?
Camera likes noises, okay? Camera like camera would consider itself in like the third person. Camera likes noises, okay? Do they name those things? Like do they like call it anything in particular? Like, is it just a camera, or like since it has like these weird little eyes on it, like do they like name it anything?
No, I mean, not. I've only done it for Sean, so he has not named his camera.
I was about to say, if that thing's named, it's 100% coming to life and stalking somebody.
Maybe I should name it. Just see what happens.
The camera that couldn't love. And Lala, have you had any porn related injuries? That's always a fun question I like to ask. Porn related injuries.
I think the only thing I mean, there's times that you get sore the next day. I'm like, oh wow, I really did reverse cowgirl for a really long time. My quads are burning. But that's not really an injury. It's just like part of the job. I have had my cervix injured just with large dicks that were ramming a little bit too hard, and started bleeding. And that was a couple of times that's happened. I shoot with a lot of big dicks.
That's
Now
a good
remember,
sentence.
the camera is listening. That's it's somewhere listening. So it is taking notes. The next time you do
Right.
VR,
It's gonna
it's
come
gonna
find
know.
you. Yeah.
You're gonna show up, and this thing's gonna have like a whale dick or something like that. For those of you if you've never seen a whale dick, look it up. It's
Do
disturbing.
they have dicks? I didn't know whales had dicks.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Now I'm gonna have to check.
Yes, yes. So Lala, what we do too is we have a list that we compiled that we didn't compile it. We found it online. And some people were bothered by the list because some terms aren't on there and some aren't. I don't know who created the list. But
Okay.
you've been here for some of these. It is 800 terms for the penis.
Oh
We've been
yes.
going over these multiple episodes. We are in the letter L. So oh no, I'm sorry, we're in K. So last episode we left off with Kroll the Warrior King. So we're going to start off with number 261, which is Kulli, Kulli. I have no idea what that means.
Kulli.
Yeah, so Kulli. What is Kulli? So Kulli.
yeah. I know what a koozie is.
I've never heard of that before.
Okay, so a Kulli, it says the Kulli culture was a prehistoric culture in southern Balochitan, Balochitan.
Huh.
And then when you look up so whenever it mentions Kulli, it shows like this like little ram figure thing. I don't know. I have no idea what that means. I have no idea why that's on this list. So and then the next what the fuck is wrong with, like, I didn't even realize what these were. Krypa, Krypa. Man, I'm gonna have to do fucking research now.
I have never heard of that one either.
Rypua, Krypa. So let's see, what is that? So
Sounds like a different language.
it says a room under a church used for burying people. So
And that's a dick?
Why would I'm so confused.
The dick under the church? It's the dick under the
so
church.
yeah, it's the dick under the church that is used for burying people.
Special powers.
All right, I'm skipping all these ones because these all must be French or something like that. It's like La Elgin, La Otil, La Unita. I don't know. I'm not looking all these up. Fuck you. Like, we're not doing it. So we're gonna skip the 266, which is lady pleaser. The lady pleaser. That's a good one.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I don't think I've met anybody that's considered it the lady pleaser, but that's a solid dick name. And after that is ladies lollipop. Ladies.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. The Lancer. So I guess
I've actually heard that before.
have you?
Have you?
Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool. And then after that is lava flow. The lava. Do you want to see my lava flow? My lava will
I can
flow.
get down with that.
Sounds powerful and hot.
Here's a fun one. The leaky faucet. Would you like
Oh, that sounds like there's something wrong with it.
Yeah, I was gonna say you don't have control or something. Like it's
if you just turn my
premature
right
ejaculation.
Slightly, it'll stop leaking.
Turn the knob and it'll stop leaking.
and then there is Leatherman. So
Interesting.
Leatherman. What some of those other ones that were at the top, I have no idea. But yeah, words like I'm not getting into because that's absolutely crazy. So what about you? What are some of the strangest body part names you've heard? Like, have you heard anybody say any weird names for their pussy, their tits, or their dick yourselves? And they're just kind of like, what the hell are they talking about? Like, what is this?
I haven't really. Nobody's been that creative.
Well, and you have to be careful in writing because I'm a writer. You can't use something cheesy because then people are gonna be like, "Oh, that's just stupid." Like you have to be careful what you pick. So it's not just like turn people off and like, "Oh, this is dumb. I'm not gonna read this anymore."
And then I've mentioned this before, but it's new to Lala Tada. I have a friend that I grew up with, and we called him King Dingling. And the reason for that was because he got a crown tattooed on the end of his dick, like on the head of his dick. He got a crown tattooed on.
Oh yeah, I remember
That's cool.
Yeah, and then one night he got drunk and decided the next day he was going to go and get the head of his dick pierced so his king could have a scepter. So
Ooh,
yeah,
all
so
right. Clever. I like that.
yeah, so shout out to King Dingling if you
With the
Yes.
scepter.
your legend lives on forever, as does our friend Kevin, who has King Dingling's face tattooed on his ass, which is a story
Oh, yes.
I've shared on this show
I remember that
numerous
story.
times.
You
Yes.
have an awesome friend.
Yeah.
Did he get it removed, or is it like still really there?
Okay. So so we were at a strip club one night, and a tattoo artist showed up. Just a random guy who says he did tattoos. And he's like, does anybody want a tattoo? And our friend Kevin was like, I do. So my friend Bobby, aka King Dingling, who was in the military, he was in the Marines, he's like, I'll pay for it, don't worry. But you're getting whatever I want you to get. There. Okay. Tattoo guy goes out to his car. He starts bringing in all these supplies. The strip club has no idea what's happening right now. So he lays it. So the tattoo guy is like, pull down your pants. And our friend Kevin's like, what? He's like, pull your pants down. So he pulls his pants down. He's like, all right, lay stomach first on the pool table. So he sits there and he pulls out his tattoo gun and he's tattooing. And I'm sitting there like Bobby's standing there with a shit-eating grin on his face. And I'm sitting there, I'm looking at Kevin's ass. I'm looking at Bobby. I'm looking at Kevin's ass. I'm looking at Bobby. And I'm like, what did you do? And he's like, well, he wanted me to pay for it. So he got his face tattooed on Kevin's ass. And later on in time, I always like to throw this in there. Kevin ended up getting a pair of dice tattooed on his balls so he could ask people to blow his dice for good luck. At some
God.
having a little bit of prison time. So he went to jail with one of our friends' faces tattooed on his
That
ass.
is so not a good thing.
Tattooed on his balls.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
That's not a good thing.
We were going to put up the money to do Mount Ashmore with all of our faces. But
Right.
it ended up not happening. So that would have been like
That's gonna hurt to get your balls tattooed. I can't even imagine it. I'm a woman. I'm like, that sounds really painful.
Yeah.
With that.
Glutton for punishment there.
And of course, we're on YouTube Live as always. I try to look back at the stream every so often. Of course, when we're live, we get talking. I forget about it every so often. But of course, Jason Rushman, he's in the group. So shout out to, he said, I like Short Circuit, that movie. It's good. He's our #1 fan. And when you addressed the P stuff earlier, I know that excited him because he always asks that to all the guests. Hey, he's very much into P. Of course, Raging Blaze Master. Shout out Raging Blaze Master. He's here. He said that is a nice steamroller. That is definite GTA behavior. And he said he was like, the name Lala is so fun. So yeah, so
for
just
sure.
keep on commenting. I will get back to the feed eventually. Always send fun stuff. I always get people to ask like a lot of common questions and all that stuff, which is cool. You get to, and I'll throw it out there. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube. We also have a tier system. We have the shot, we have the double shot, and we have the triple shot. Our triple shot tier, what that does is that gets you any item of your choosing out of our merch store, but it also, if there's multiple people who do it, if you're the only one that does it, you're chosen, but it puts you in the running to be chosen to come on to any episode for any guest of your choosing to hang out with us and be able to talk to one of our guests. So if you ever want to do that, make sure you subscribe to our triple shots here. It is definitely a bargain. It will pay for itself just for the merch item that you get, and you get to meet, a star of your choosing. So, Lala, do you do a lot of conventions? Like what's the convention stuff like for you?
Back in the day, I did them a lot as a promo model, not even promoting myself, but working for other people's booths and handing out merch and taking pictures, all that kind of fun stuff. And I got paid.
Nice.
That's always paid. And me as an independent pro wrestler, I'm like, hey, what's that? A hot dog? Oh, you're gonna give me a hot dog and a handshake. Gotcha.
So that was my first experience with that. I was very familiar with that because it did pay well. And then just more recently, I've gotten back into it as, going to promote myself, which is at, AVN. decided I'm going to kind of structure things a little bit different. There's so much to do. There's so many parties to go to. There's a pink party. There's the white party. There's this party. There's that. Like, there's so much to do. Plus, there's the expo, you know, the 4 days that it runs, and there's the awards, and there's another after party, and, you know, probably a million after parties, you know, independently run by other people. Yeah. And I needed to plan better, because I was, by like the third day, I was like, oh my God, I can't do this anymore.
Oh yeah, I bet.
My 20s anymore, so staying out all night and getting up and doing all that the next day is rough. So planning better next time is what I'm gonna do.
One of those conventions, like, well, we did Exotica DC last year, we did Exotica New Jersey this year, and just going from like the one Saturday that we went, it was exhausting. Like, and I mean, that's the thing, like, we recorded content, we didn't record a lot, like, you know, recorded enough to get like an hour and a half episode, you know, on right here on Roku and Fire TV. But like, it was fun. I mean, you know, you never know who you're going to run into. Everybody's dressed up. And this year, especially Jersey, it's Halloween weekend. So that's crazy within itself. I think I'm probably going to go up that Saturday. We're going to go up there. Hopefully by then, what I'm going to do is and I'm getting it for our live events whenever we go do live events. Shout out to Jupiter Jetson. She is our 2023 HHPod Rumble champion. We will be playing the game that is featured in that in a little bit. Okay. You know, and basically, and for anybody watching at home, I believe it's June 12th this year. We're inviting back 30 former guests / friends of the show. Ruan will probably be here. You know, any guests that we can find that wants to come back and do it. And it's elimination style, 30 seconds first round, 15 seconds every other round. They keep on going, playing incoherent until there is one person standing. And then I contact my guy. He makes up a legitimate championship belt, and I send it to the winner. So I'm actually going to get a duplicate. Yeah, I'm going to get a duplicate of that made up. So we should have it at Exotica. So, you know, people come up, they can pose with it, take pictures with it, you know, all that fun stuff. So what I'm going to do is we're going to get ready to take a break real quick. But before I do, I'm going to get into our featured drinks. So, we debuted this last week, so this actually isn't too bad. Normally it's a featured beer, but this isn't really beer. It's more of a cider. It's Beak and Skiff 1911 Sangria Premium Hard Cider. So look for the colorful can right here. And one thing I always appreciate with these is when the cans have a bunch of unique facts and all that stuff on it. It has a sweetness scale. So when you look, there's a sweetness scale right here. So it's number 3. So it's not super sweet. It's not super, you know, tart or anything like that. And it says evening skies and breakfast drinks with blues, purples, oranges, and pinks, sweet vineyard air, and fruit at the end. This drink pairs best with a couple of friends. And then there's another. I love descriptions on the cans or the bottles. If they don't have it, I get upset. It says, we at Beak and Skiff Apple Orchards have committed ourselves to quality and innovation for over 100 years. This tradition of excellence spills over and into 1911 established hard ciders. From tree to can is our process. And our process is handled in-house to ensure that we provide handcrafted small batch beverages that we hope would make our great-great-grandfathers proud. From 5th generation family to yours, enjoy over 100 years of heritage in every can. So make sure you go out, try it. It's amazing. It's a 4-pack, so I could easily put one of these out. They're also made from 100% fresh cider, and they're gluten-free as well. So
they sound yummy. I've never tried one of those.
Yeah, it's definitely good. This is the first time I saw it at my liquor store. So does it say where Lafayette, New York. So Lafayette, New York.
Is it malt liquor, or what kind of liquor do they put in that?
Let's see. Does it say one here? It might be malt liquor in this. It does not have ingredients on here, which is kind of.
It might be on the package. Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably handcrafted in New York. So yeah, but you see it, go out and get it. It's amazing. I could probably put down like 12 of these myself. And then also our featured shot. So if anybody out there knows Truly, you know, they have, you know, their seltzers and all that stuff. Yeah. Truly also now has vodka. So Truly just released vodka. I
didn't know that.
Yeah, a couple of different flavors. And I saw this and I picked it up.
It's so dark.
And this is absolutely dangerous. I think they have mango strawberry. This one is wild berry flavored truly. So I'm going to go ahead and do this real quick. And this is amazing. We just came off of having Bacardi rum, which Bacardi rum is a little, if you're not pairing that with something, it's a little rough to do. But go ahead and pour this and try not to drop it on the floor / my foot, knowing how big this bottle is. But yeah, go out, try some of their flavored vodka. I know it's new. Shout out to Truly. So we're going to go ahead and do this. Cheers, ladies.
Cheers.
Oh, man, that's good. And Lala, what about you? When you drink, what are your go-tos?
Red wine.
Red wine? Okay. Okay.
Yeah, or vodka.
Me too.
Vodka.
Yep.
Any vodka in particular? Like, is there any brand that you do more so than others?
I just buy whatever when I'm buying it from the house. Like, what's on sale?
Yeah.
But if I was going out to a bar and having fun, probably Kettle One or Grey Goose.
Okay, cool. Yeah, our family does a lot of Tito's, and
Tito's is good.
They also donate a lot of money to animal shelters and all that too. So,
do they really? Oh, that's good to know.
They have dogs, and basically the guy who started it, he started it, and it was him and his dog, and they all employees have their dogs in there, and when you're driving down the road, when you see the Tito's trucks, it has the dogs on the back, and it says, I forgot what the percentage, but it says a percentage of our proceeds get donated to local, animal shelters throughout the
well, I love them even more now.
Yeah. Cool. So Tito's is amazing. So what we're going to do, Lala, what we do is, since we run a live show, we do have ads. We do have people who send us ads, pay, a couple of paid ads that we do run on the show. So they normally last about 4 minutes. So we're going to take a quick 4-minute break. So for everybody watching at home, we're going to take a quick 4-minute break, run some ads. If you need to grab a drink, use the bathroom, something like that. We will be back in 4 minutes right here on YouTube Live, Roku, and Fire TV for the Happy Hour podcast with Lala Tada. So make sure you hang out, and we'll be back in 4 minutes.
This is Eva Long, and you're watching the Happy Hour podcast.
Derek Sharp, the owner of Curtain Jerker Designs, who does an amazing job. I'm blown away every single time, and his speed that he has getting everything back to us is immaculate.
Hit up Derek with Curtain Jerker Designs.
Look no further than Curtain Jerker Designs. Make sure you hit up Derek.
Derek Sharp, man. Hey, just want to say thank you for the posters, all the hard work you put into, man. We really appreciate you, man.
A shout out to Derek Sharp from Curtain Jerker Designs. Yo, dude. Just want to say, this poster, off the hook.
Hey, what's up, players? This is Hall of Famer Teddy Long, and I want to give a big shout out to my man Derek over there with Curtain Jerkers Designs.
If you are looking for the best graphics, the best designs, look up Curtain Jerker. I did.
Curtain Jerker Designs. That's who I use for any of my graphic designs, and you should too.
Thanks, Curtain Jerker Designs.
Big old shout out to Curtain Jerker Designs. You see that? You see that beauty? That's all you, Curtain Jerker.
Hello, wrestling promoters. The Big Val Boski wants to give you a big tip. If you're looking for a graphic designer to do your next events, promotional posters, hit up Derek at Curtain Jerker Designs.
A lifelong wrestling fan, as we all are. I went through the part with the reffing, and I got to a part where I did ring announcing. I did everything there was to do. I had a match. But because I have that background, that's where I stepped in and said, hey, I do flyers. Let me help you guys out.
We want you to tell us where you're getting all this information from. What is the source of your power? Tell us now.
Bro, I told you. It's an app called Pod Nation TV. It's got all these great award-winning podcasts on demand, and it's exclusively for Pod Nation TV. And the best part of it is that it's totally free. No sign-up costs, no hidden fees, just endless podcasts.
Really?
Pod Nation, take me to your podcast.
What are we doing here anyways? It's important we look like a family and normal.
Let me just get situated real quick here. What is this? Do you really think a tin of cookies is going to make this all go away? I mean, look at this. Your taxes are literally all over the place.
How did you do that? How am I in two places at once?
The man in the other office is not your husband. I'm not your stepson. We're from a different universe, the Skiverse.
James, I'm going to save you too.
Hello, I'm Dennis with Checker Spot Brewing Company. We're located at 1421 Ridgely Street in Baltimore, right in the shadows of M&T Bank Stadium. Open 7 days a week for locally crafted beer.
Hey, it's me, Natasha Nice, and you guys are watching the Happy Hour podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Happy Hour podcast. Of course, we're live here on YouTube Live. Shout out to Derek, Curtain Jerker Designs. All of our guest graphics that you see are through him. We do not use anybody else. The one you saw for Lala Tada tonight, he did that. So if you need any graphic design stuff, hit him up. He's fast. He's efficient. He can work with any budget. So make sure you go check him out. Also, Team Skeet /MILF. We haven't got trailers from them recently, but we are friends at Team Skeet /MILF. Shout out to Wendy Rain, who's a former guest. Find her episode over on our website. I always say www.thehhpod.com. Go to our guests and episodes section, and it has every episode and every guest we've ever done laid out. And you can pick and choose whichever ones you want to do. So, Lala, what we're going to do, we're going to get into our game segment. So, our game segment is called Ode to Humanity. We play a handful of games with our guests, and we start off with extreme personal questions. So, personal questions. So, and we do one card, but it's one card with two questions. And random questions. The way I do it is you don't know what question you get until you choose letter A or choose letter B. And then what happens is you get to choose myself or Rune to answer that other question once you're done. So, what do you want? You want A or you want B?
I'm going to go with A.
All right. So, A. What do you consider to be your best friend's most annoying habit?
Oh, okay. So can I choose my husband as my best friend and be really like...
Yeah. If I would have got that,
stop me like that.
Right?
Yeah.
But yeah, so his habit that I find the most annoying is if he is on his phone, he tunes everything out. Like even if he's in the middle of a conversation with me and something comes through on his phone, nope, he's not hearing anything at all. It just drives me nuts. I'm like, can't you multitask? Can't you hear?
Nope, you can't.
Don't know how.
Not gonna happen.
I can't do it.
He physically can't do it.
So, Lala, now you get to choose for question B. Who do you want to choose for question B? Myself or Ruin?
Ruin.
All right, so Ruin. Where has been the most inappropriate place or event you have ever snuck booze into?
Ooh,
yeah. Okay. Probably when I was a teenager, I snuck it into like football games. Trying to think where else I would have done it. I guess probably that's about it because everywhere else you can buy it mostly, like they sell it. So I would say probably a football game would be my answer.
Nice.
Good.
Yeah, that's a good answer. I was
as soon as you asked it, I'm like, oh fuck. I once brought like some little bottles of vodka in with me because to one of my kids' plays. It was a really long play.
Oh, yeah. You needed a
And I was
boost,
like,
man. You
"Oh,
needed
but
a
they
boost
don't sell
there.
alcohol here."
I was sitting there thinking with that question, I'm like, man, there's not many places that I haven't snuck booze into. Like that's
It looks like water, right? Vodka looks like water.
No, officer, this is apple juice. I swear it's not Crown Royal honey, or what is it? No, Jack Daniel's Tennessee honey. It's not. No, it's apple juice. I promise you. No, there's no need to smell it. It's okay. People are saying like it's apple juice. Don't worry. Let me tell you, it's apple juice. Like, and yeah, yeah. So bad stuff. But anyways, a couple people commented in the stream again. So real quick, to stray away from the games a little bit. Jason said, Lala, who's your favorite woman to work with in the business?
Oh, that's a great question. There's so many that I really love working with, and I work with a lot. It's probably a tie between Kyla Keys and Kit Jones.
Okay. And then let's see what else is here. So let's see. Okay, so Jason, he also asked, Ray, have you gotten Jason Voorhees tattoo on your back done yet? I have not. I still have probably about another 6 or 7 sessions on that. For those watching at home, if you're new to the show, I'm having a whole entire Friday the 13th piece done on my back. I've already had about 6 sessions done on it. And I probably have a lot more to do. I still need to have the Crystal Lake sign put in. A couple of the other Jasons still need to be done. And then at the very bottom, we're going to have a lake at the bottom as well for Crystal Lake. So that's still a work in progress, but an amazing piece that I can show off at tattoo conventions. Raising Blaze Master said hard cider gets slept on. There's some good flavors of hard cider. I second that. And he said he's been waiting to try his Crown Royal Blackberry. So
that sounds good.
That sounds amazing. And Jason asks, has anybody snuck booze into a movie theater? I have, but most theaters now sell booze. So
yeah, that's true. They do.
Into a theater before they've actually sold booze. So what we're going to do now, we're going to get into Never Have I Ever. So Never Have I Ever. It's 3 cards randomly drawn out of the deck. If you've done it, take a drink or raise your hand. If you want to give an explanation, you can. If not, we will not hate you for it. So, the first
I'm drinking red wine, by the way. It's just in a cup with a straw.
I'm drinking red wine too. So cheers.
So the first one is, never have I ever sent a nude photo to the wrong person. Never have I ever sent a nude photo to the wrong person. So Lala, who was it that you realized? You don't have to say names or anything like that.
Well,
like yeah.
I've done it multiple times. It wasn't just one.
Whoops.
I'm a slut. What can I say?
Oh God, I did not mean to send that to my mom. Like,
no, so that would be bad.
Actually, so I sent one to our realtor on accident. It was supposed to go to my husband.
Whoops.
They thought our realtor was cool. Like, he just laughed it off. He's like, don't worry about it.
Was he like,
good.
Thanks. Like whenever
He's like,
I would
No, he was like, oh my, he's like, I'll just pretend like I didn't see that. It's fine.
But you can't unforget it.
That was probably the most embarrassing one. Other ones, it didn't matter because they were, either in the industry or they'd seen me naked before anyway.
That makes sense. Mine, and I've never accidentally sent any, but I've actually been pretty good, even in all my drunken stupors. But if you got something of me, it was intentional. To one of my friends, like, you need to see this, and I'm naked posing in some way, or just I meant to send it to you. Like, I've gotten, you mean to send this to me? Yes, I did.
Yes, I did.
All right, so here's the next one. Never have I ever spaced out while driving and missed my exit. Never have I ever spaced out.
Oh my gosh,
while
probably
driving.
like 500 times. Yeah.
Yeah, I know this is bad. I drive for a living, and I do that all the time. There's been times where I've sat there and I passed by multiple exits, and I come to my senses, and I'm like, fuck. I need to go on the highway where you need to go like 13 miles just back to like an exit to get back to where you're going or something.
Painful.
yeah, not a fun time. So
No.
all right. So that one's pretty simple. That doesn't need like a huge explanation for that. So the last one is never have I ever cock blocked a friend. Never have I ever cock blocked a friend.
I'm sure I have, but it wouldn't have been on purpose.
I don't think
usually
I
encouraging.
have.
Oh, I have. I've maliciously cock blocked a friend. Like, I
Ooh,
just-
do tell.
well, see, I come from a group of friends where it's, fight or flight. That like you learn how to defend yourself verbally, or else you're going to be torn apart because that's just how we are humor wise. And it's also the kind of thing that we would do things just to fuck with each other, but also there'll be times where I'd just be like, dude, I'm gonna fuck this chick. No, I'm not. No, the fuck you're not. And it's gonna be like, well, I'm going to, and it's just be like, trust me, you're not. And then it's like, when we say trust me, you're not, that means that we're saying, I don't give a fuck how interested they are in you. I'm gonna make sure you don't because I think that it's funny. So and that's happened.
So mean.
Yeah.
It wasn't like something was wrong with her. It was just so you were just
no.
messing.
I mean, sometimes it may have been, but but that's just the whole thing that like we were assholes. I say a lot of times there's movies like The Hangover, and there's people like that who exist. I was one of them. I know a lot of them, and there's people who drink and just go completely off the rails, and that was my crew. That I think that's why I feel so good with having a show called the Happy Hour Podcast. So and once again, thank you for everybody who tunes in. We appreciate each and every one of you. So Lala, we're going to get into the game we were talking about, which is Incoherent. So this is one of the staples of this show. We've been doing it pretty much since the beginning. If you do well, if you would like to come back in June for HHPod Rumble, if you feel like that you can compete, and you don't have 30 seconds tonight, but if you feel like that you can answer these cards in 30 seconds or 15-second intervals and win yourself an actual championship belt, you're more than welcome to come back. So pretty much what Incoherent is, if you've never heard of Incoherent, it is a series of cards that are in drunken lingo. So they are in drunken lingo, and what you need to do is you need to try to sound them out and figure out what they say. So I'm going to pull on the screen. I always tell people, say them fast, but also try to say them with a Southern accent, because you may catch yourself saying it and realize what it is. So here's the first one. What do you think that says?
Cavaged. Oh fucking god! I'm terrible at this game.
I always tell people one of two things is going to happen. You're going to either get it like that, or your brain's going to instantly shut down.
I have the check.
What?
Can I have the check?
I can give you a hint.
No, that's what I thought it meant.
Oh, no. So one of the hints is a fake ID. Think of fake ID. What could be fake?
Catfished.
Yes, it is catfish.
Oh, yeah, got it.
So the other hint was when you think you're going on a date with Jake Gyllenhaal, but Jake from State Farm shows up. So that it is catfish. So what do you think this one says? And I may save this one for the Rumble because this is a good one.
Henny West Philadelphia. Oh, Jesus Christ. Here, and race. Newest Philadelphia.
One of the hints is
raced.
One of the hints is Bel Air.
Okay. Newest Philed.
At one point you were kind of saying one of the words too, and I was like, and then so the second hint is that theme song that you only know the first lines of.
Newest Philadelphia porn hand race.
You're so close with the Philadelphia. You're so close to a word with that. I feel like if you can get that word, you'll be able to because one of these, there's a word that's in the quote that's here as well. So, Rune, what do you think? Do you think you might know what this is, Rune?
I don't know. My brain is stuck on like the show with Bel Air, but I can't think of what this could be.
When you think of
But
Bel
like
Air,
Will Smith, right? Will Smith of Bel Air.
what
That's what I'm
is
thinking of.
what is Will Smith with Bel Air? He is what?
Oh, Prince of Bel Air.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now think of the song.
I can't.
I'll give you the answer. In West Philadelphia, born and
Born
raised.
and raised.
Oh, yeah.
You were
Wow,
close.
It's like I know that
hard.
song.
Yeah.
I couldn't get it though.
Because West is actually kind of in it, and then I figured if you got Philadelphia and no West Philadelphia, it would kind of go there. So
I think I just kept focusing on the word porn, and I just was like stuck there.
I'm gonna save that for the Rumble. That's a good.
Yeah,
that's a hard one.
So what do you think this one is? And all of us may have done this, maybe not in the same place, but I think all of us have kind of done this at one point.
Facebook's talking.
No.
I feel like talking, but yeah,
Facebook's talking.
Facebook's talking.
It is Facebook stalking. Yes.
Yeah.
So at some point, everybody I feel has stalked somebody.
Oh yeah.
In
People
some
do that for real.
Yeah. Like my favorite part. So of course that is incoherent. So my favorite part is when I watch a movie and I see a hot chick for the first time, I instantly go, like, I'll pull up my phone and go such and such nude.
I want to see her nude, right?
Yes, it's like have they done? And of course, shout out to Mr. Skin. Mr. Skin was one of our guests, a while back, and all that stuff. So make sure you look out for that on our episodes list. So what we're going to do, of course, this segment is called Ode to Humanity. So we close out this segment with Cards Against Humanity. Have you ever played Cards Against Humanity?
Yes.
Okay, so you will not be shocked and bewildered by what some of these cards are. Obviously,
It's all good. It's all good.
obviously, we can't have a deck of cards in front of you. So kind of like the first game, we do it roulette style. So it's called Cards Against Humanity Roulette. So I'm gonna read off the black face card, and then the 5 white answer cards. You're gonna pick a random number between 1 to 6 to answer that card. If you don't like it, you get 2 rebuttals to try to choose an answer that you like. So the first one says, "I'm sorry, Professor, but I couldn't complete my homework because of blank." So what do you think? 1 through 6?
5.
5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. So I'm sorry, Professor, but I could not complete my homework because of Dick Cheney. So
That's a little funny.
are you satisfied with Dick Cheney?
No,
Choose another card.
The better one. Yeah. Let's do 1.
All right, so 1. Now keep in mind all these cards are also randomly drawn out of the deck as well. So I'm sorry, Professor, but I could not complete my homework because of the World of Warcraft.
Loving my card choices tonight.
I know, right?
So
you get maybe if you had like just chop off the Cheney and say Dick, that would have been better.
Right? That would I would like that. Let's do 4.
4. All right, so 4. I'm sorry, Professor, but I could not complete my homework because of being fabulous.
Okay, I'll take it.
All right. So the 3 remaining cards that were not chose, those will go into the pile for the next episode. So we will do a second round of this, and this one is a successful job interview begins with a firm handshake and ends with blank. So what do you think? 1 through 6?
Let's do 2.
2. All right. A successful job interview begins with a firm handshake and ends with raptor attacks. So are you satisfied with raptor attacks, or do you want to choose another card?
I'll keep it. It's funny.
Okay. So So those ones will go into the pile for next week. So that is our Cards Against Humanity roulette, and of course that is our Ode the Humanity segment. Once again, thank you for taking part in that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go right into another one of our segments. It's a newer segment. Rune has been here for the segment numerous times. It is called AI Insane.
Oh,
so
yeah.
what I do
Always the best.
yeah, I go online and I find just crazy AI photos, and we pull them up on screen and we talk about them. So I think, Rune, you missed it when we had Allison Ray on. There was one that was called Clogged Pipes, and it looked like it was a fleshy mouth type thing that was coming out of a pipe with like this goo coming down. And Allison kind of look at it, and I was like, "Come on, that's Leatherface's glory hole." Like, so let me get these ready, and we're gonna go right into AI Insane. So the first, are either of you familiar with Captain Planet?
Yeah, I've heard of Captain Planet.
Mildly, yeah.
Okay, so Captain Planet, this one was pretty much if Captain Planet was a 70s live action movie. So if Captain Planet was a 70s live action movie. So it's been a while. I was a kid when I saw Captain Planet, so I don't remember all the characters 100%. But when you see some of them, it kind of clicks of who they are. So this is one of the ones right here is so you see him with his little ring, all that stuff. So that's very 70s.
Big ass ring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's definitely Dora the Explorer. Like I don't know how this is Captain Planet, the 70s live action, but she has a Super Bowl ring and she definitely looks like Dora the Explorer.
Yeah, she does.
She does.
And then there's
Oh my gosh.
Like I think he might be
Looks
driving
like a demon.
Yeah, I think he might be driving a steamroller right here. He's just And then there's this guy. Like as I said, I don't remember the villains or anything as much, but this guy definitely looks like disintegrating trash man. Like that. That's what I assume he is. And then, oh god, this guy's.
Oh my gosh!
Imagine this mounting you. Like you're just.
Gosh, no.
Yeah, you're getting, and like just. Like,
just like want to like back up and be like, no.
Yeah. Please don't harm me. And then of course the blonde girl from Captain Planet. And then that's Captain Planet himself, which kind of looks nothing like Captain Planet. It kind of looks like a weird David Bowie type looking.
Yeah. Like David Bowie-ish.
Yeah, it does.
And then there's this kid with his little orb right here and his, multiple freckles and all that stuff. And then
very orange hair.
That kid right there. So this is a 2-part one. So some of these I come across ones and it's just kind of like, and then there's other ones that are like, what the fuck? And Rune has seen some of the ones that were what the fuck. These ones are kind of what the fuck, but these ones are if you could swim inside of eggs. So if you could swim inside of eggs. So
oh no.
Yeah, they're extremely weird. And I saw them and I'm like, okay, I'm definitely grabbing these. So here's the first one. This is the first one of swimming inside of
beer. That's like empty beers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, so this is almost kind of like a pipe dream for me because it's like I would love to swim in beer, but I'm not sure. Like, is this a giant egg? Because I mean, the egg's bigger than the beer bottles, or is this a regular size eggs? And these are like teeny tiny, like doll shaped beer bottles. And then you have whatever that is.
My head. I don't even know where to look.
I know, I'm like looking at these things like, what's that? What?
Yeah. And then an egg with like a little bit of goop right there. I don't know what that goop is. And then there's like kind of like a little Cadbury egg, I guess, looking thing right there. So, and then there's this one. So they're actually
like we
like
jumping.
So, and then you have the guy with like his like what is it, like I guess rubber legs right here, like just running across, just going absolutely
it's like
nuts.
a mini beer bottle and the others are giant.
Yeah. And then like okay, so this person has 2 legs and then they have like a leg coming out of their armpit.
Oh yeah,
AI does that a lot. And then you have the one leg man
arms.
right here.
Oh no, his leg went over there.
Yeah, the AI blunders.
Ow, that looks like it hurts.
Then what's going on? Like this thing's blocking him. What's going on inside of this eggshell right here? Like
I know, right?
That person looks like they're having a great fucking time.
I know, right? She's got a sex toy in there. That's what's going on.
They're vibrating their jaws. They're in there like
That egg looks like lava in there. It doesn't look like egg yolk at all inside.
This
They're
looks like
in
it's a
lava.
hot tub. That's hot beer. That's
Yeah.
like scalding hot beer.
Yum, hot beer.
Oh, Jesus.
Ooh, a yolk.
So this person's hanging right here, like from the
Sweet.
shell, and then you have lady with like a foot leg right here, and then you have the yoke, and this guy is standing there like, this is my calling. Like I feel
the yoke.
ready to put
He's
his
going
arm
in the yoke.
and he's gonna just fall into the yoke. Like he's just like, I'm gonna have me some of this yoke.
What's with the ladders? Like that's how people.
Yeah, I guess that's how they get out of the egg. Like I don't know. Like I would imagine like you would probably fall to your demise, like if you try to get off the side. So I guess the ladder is how they get out. Like
Maybe.
I don't know. I just now noticed that they all do have ladders, like just in the middle. So, and then there's this one. So this one, it looks like it's kind of hard with the ladder there because it's the ladder and the glass tops off right here. But then like you're like hitting your cranium here before you get into this. And I feel like these people may have potentially drowned, and this guy is in the process of drowning. And these people just don't give a shit. Like they're just like whatever. They're drowning.
And there's like a hot tub at the bottom. Like what are they?
Yeah.
They look like a hot tub.
Well, it's the hot tub, and like this guy has like his ass in the other guy's face. Like he's clearly like getting ready
Time to eat my
butt
ass.
sex right here. Yeah, and then there's the little barrels. There's a random set of legs right here. So yeah, so
Why did
that
they
is
pair eggs with beer? I'm so confused by that.
yeah. I have no idea. Like some of these, I'm like intrigued on what they type into the AI generator. Like,
Right.
Good thinking.
to make these images. And like Rune, were you here for when we did the gum people? Like that
I don't
that
think I
was
saw gum people.
as well. Like it was like the gum man or so. I think that might have been Jeff and Bib, but it was all these images of a guy made out of gum and they were worshiping him like God. And it's a gum. And I'm like, what is this? And like there were ones that we did, and it was called Women in the Field with Corn, and they had corn.
Oh, I saw that one. That was funny.
Butter coming down, like
Oh my gosh, it was so funny.
and all that stuff. And it was like
Almost like sexualized, you know,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it was just like gooey and yeah.
That's right up my alley.
does this. Like, you know, and AI, like AI is crazy. Like porn, I think porn's kind of dabbling into AI a little bit now.
I've heard
But
that.
it's the thing that like it's almost at the point to where like your likeness will exist long after you're gone
Right.
because of
Right.
it. And
Mhm.
you know, I brought up the whole thing of the camera robot falling in love with people. Like if that thing gets associated with AI, like I don't know. Like that's the whole thing. Like
Mhm.
it's a whole, you know, army of VR camera robots just going, "We
Right.
will get woman. We will get woman." Like that's just the way it is.
Mhm.
So Lala, I think I hear like a little pooch barking in the background.
He's coughing. He has kennel cough. Bless his little
no.
sweet little
Okay.
heart. Because
no.
I think he got it at his doggy daycare, which I have to send him to if I film at my house.
What kind of dog?
Oh, he's a black lab. Spud,
Oh, okay.
Spud, come here.
Me and
Oh,
my
he's
wife
so-
have
that's so
a
sad.
lab pit mix, and she's the most loyal dog on the planet.
He's very loyal. That's why I like when I'm filming with other people, he can't be here. Come here.
Yeah, I bet not. He'd be like,
he
no,
is.
no.
Yeah, he can really and wants to be
How old is he?
knowing what's going on and thinking that I'm being hurt when I'm not.
How
right.
old is he?
so- right.
How old is he? He's
Yeah.
he turned 2 in October.
Okay,
Oh,
so
he's little.
so they can still get kennel cough when they're older. I always thought that was something they got as like puppies. Or-
Yeah, no, they can get it at any age.
Yeah, just around. They get it from other dogs that have it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When they're older, is it as severe when they're older as it is when they're younger, or is it more?
I don't think so. Because he's had it before, and when he was younger, I felt like it was worse. He was like laying around like it was
Yeah.
the end of the world. And he was definitely coughing more the last time that he had it when he was younger than he is this time. This time it's when he's trying to bark, it comes out as a cough.
So
don't they have like a vaccine for it too, right?
Yeah, and he has had that, but they can still get it.
It still can get it? Oh, vaccine doesn't work.
Not as well as I would like.
Yeah, that sucks.
Does he get into a lot of stuff? Like, is he one of those types that gets into all kinds of stuff, or is he pretty chill?
I wish. He's very food driven. So if anybody leaves any food anywhere unattended, like just expect it to be gone, because he will like jump up on counters and he sniffs it out like you wouldn't believe.
Yep. That is a lab.
That's probably his downfall.
Special
he likes
skills.
chapstick too, like flavored chapstick. If I leave that anywhere and he's not, like my eyes aren't on him, it's gone.
Our one dog, he passed away 2 years ago, but he used to like my wife's little makeup things. It was like egg-shaped makeup
Oh
things.
my gosh,
He
really?
would eat every single
Oh no.
and our lab, he passed away. We've had our lab, longer than we've had him, and we got an Australian cattle dog to take his place because we thought she was going to die because we got her as a puppy when he was a year old, and when he got like one of those like tumors or whatever that was inoperable, and she was so sad that we thought she was going to die because she just wanted to eat. She howled all day long looking for him. But he has an iron stomach, I swear. I don't know how she's not dead, because there was one time when Halloween, she ate, I think it's 8 different candy bars.
Oh no.
And she didn't eat them whole, she swallowed them. So she threw up like candy bar wrappers.
Yeah.
She got into chocolate cake frosting and ate that whole entire thing, and she was and she does the same
Oh
thing.
my God.
If we leave a paper plate laying around, like if we get up, my wife gets up to go smoke, she leaves the paper plate on like, the counter or wherever, she'll come back, it will be fully licked clean.
Does he like eat the plate too?
Oh, she won't eat the plate, but she will lick it clean. Like literally, like the dishwasher and the sink will not provide the service that she does when she licks.
I believe that.
Clean. So have you ever had it to where, and this could be at any point in your life to where, and I have this issue with our dogs, where you're trying to do the deed and your dog won't leave you the fuck alone. And you're just like, stop. Just like we have to lock ours out, and like she used to try to kick the door open, like we'll just hear her going.
Oh.
So he either has to go in his crate, or we lock him out of the room and hope that he goes and just lays down.
Ours, she got in the habit a couple years ago to where she would sleep in between us. So like I'll be here, my wife will be here, and she literally sleeps right here. So if I go to roll over to put my arm around my wife, I end up just putting my arm around Bailey, because that's and she lays there like this on a pillow, and like so she's just kind of like a human. So let's see. So what else do we have? So we got into Man Steals. So here's a good one. I forgot about this. So this one, did you hear about the man in Russia that like just straight up shit whipped, just punched a child and thought that he was a mannequin?
I saw that video and it made me sick.
Yeah. Like
it was awful.
That is insane. Like I saw that video and the guy was like, "Oh, I thought the kid was a mannequin."
But why was he punching a mannequin?
I don't care how drunk I am. I am not mistaking a child for a mannequin. Like
doesn't make any sense. That seems like BS.
And the guy, I don't know if it was the dad or whoever it was, but that guy came over and wrecked that old dude. Like when I saw it, I was like, yeah, because
I was right there.
Oh man, I would have put someone in a torture rack at that point. Yeah, just let you fucking like for doing something like that. Like that.
That seems really fucked
I don't
up.
know. what has gotten into people or anything like that. So here's another one. And this is local to my area. I wanted to bring it up because it was a little crazy, and it kind of is like the first story that we did. And this one was driver in hijacked tow truck hit at least 20 police and civilian vehicles in chase through Maryland. So this happened on the 18th. I remember seeing this on local news. It says police pursued a roadside assistance truck stolen from Beltsville, Maryland, throughout the area Friday evening. A heart-stopping chase throughout the suburbs of Washington, D.C. in the thick of rush hour. About 5:15 p.m., the driver of a state highway administration tow truck went to someone's assistance at a park and ride off of Interstate 95 in Beltsville when someone took off in the truck. It is unclear how the truck was called to the scene or flagged down. The truck traveled onto the Beltway and hit at least 3 vehicles. Maryland State Police located the truck a short time later, and several police cruisers pursued it. Chopper 4 was over the pursuit and filmed the police appearing to try to corral a stolen truck in an empty parking lot at one point. The truck then drove through a grassy area where the equipment on the back of the truck snagged some utility lines before the truck returned to the road, hitting more cars and driving into oncoming traffic.
Wow.
That's nuts.
So I remember saying, so
crazy.
With this article, they have like some of the chopper videos. Now, when I play these from the websites, the sound's not as good, but it will kind of, show this. Hopefully it doesn't play. Okay, so here we go. So now this.
They are chasing this roadside assistance vehicle that was carjacked earlier this afternoon. From what we understand so far, a driver asked.
All right, so let's see, because I didn't realize that at the bottom. So this guy's just like cruising around in this thing.
Go.
What in the world?
Yeah.
Why, how do you think you're inconspicuous? Your lights are flashing. Duh.
Yeah.
People are going to see you. What the heck?
Truck crashed into other people on Route 1. Who was driving the truck?
Whoa.
But it looks like the truck is moving through this parking lot. You can see other vehicles there now. Is this? It looks like a shopping center now. This is a shopping area there in the Beltsville area.
Where is he on the highway?
Why would you give up? Like, you think you're going to get away at this point?
Yeah, like this is definitely Grand Theft Auto. This is insane that they have 30 minutes worth of this guy just driving where, like, why aren't they putting tax and shit down? Like, don't they normally throw down
side assistance vehicle
tax things and shit to try to stop them or something?
Stop.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see.
Break the windows.
Oh man! Oh, they're getting ready to rip his ass out of there now.
Why do you think you can get away in that kind of vehicle? You're like,
I don't know,
obvious.
but
not like you're like some
dog,
black sedan.
Dog's ready to go. Look at. I wonder if they put the dog in the window. Oh yeah, that dog's ready to.
There's the dog. Yeah.
This roadside assistance truck.
That dog is ready.
Just before 6 p.m. this evening, you can see.
Oh, he's busting out the window. Hopefully that guy didn't get the Eggcorn cop. Did you hear about that? Like the cop.
I did not hear about that.
Oh my God! So look it up. Look up Eggcorn cop. So there was a cop. They had arrested somebody, and you see it on his dash cam stuff that he's standing there and he's like talking on his radio. And an Eggcorn falls out of the tree and it hits the squad car. And when it makes the noise, he's like, shots fired, shots fired, shots fired. And he turns around and he starts unloading his gun on the car.
Oh my gosh.
No way.
And then his partner runs over and she's like, what happened? He's like, shots fired. I'm hit.
Acorn.
I think it hit my best. And then she unloads her entire gun on the fucking the guy inside survived. They managed to not hit the guy. Like, I feel like the guy in the car, like, you ever see the magic trick where they're shoving swords through the box or whatever and all that shit? Like,
yeah.
That's how that guy feels with these bullets flying through. And then it's like, I think I got hit in the leg. I'm in shock. Like, mind you, that cop has since resigned. But
you feel like an idiot, right?
Yeah, imagine the levels of jokes he got before he
Oh God.
from the
I
would
would
have
not hit your car.
No way.
of just an acorn just falling going. "Ah!" What kind of
That insane
insane
hyper
son of a
reaction?
bitch
right?
does that? Like so, Lala, so you said you're married. So your husband, does your husband do anything with the adult stuff too? Is he in the industry himself?
Yes and no. So he films with me. When I first started kind of getting into more of what I do now, he was my main guy in the video. And we're swingers in real life, so it was kind of a easy transition in that way.
Okay.
And then he does film with me sometimes. Like we just filmed a threesome the other day, and he was he was involved.
Nice.
He was there. He was part. So
there, but he doesn't do anything like independently. It's always like he's my stunt cock.
Stunt cock.
So he
I
can't
like
be
it.
hired on his own. He's only allowed to film with me.
So with the swinger stuff, how is that? Like we run into guests all the time who do, who are swingers and all that. How did you guys get into the swinger? Like, did you guys know right off the back that you like I guess not how do you become a swinger, but how do you know that like you're a swinger,
Mhm.
right offhand?
I think I've always, because this is my third marriage, but in the other ones and other relationships, just had a tendency towards wanting to explore that, but not really sure how to articulate it, or wasn't really sure that's exactly what I wanted or what I needed.
Okay.
And then with him, when I first started dating him, it was just almost automatically a thing. Like we briefly talked about it, like, yeah, I like doing that too. Cool. Let's do some of that. And yeah, exactly. And then just, incorporated it into our lives. I took a break from it when I was pregnant the last 2 times because I just didn't feel comfortable doing that pregnant.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
with that, have you ever had a situation where like, you guys are swingers? Have you had a situation where he really wanted to swing with somebody, but you weren't feeling it, or where you wanted to really swing with somebody and he wasn't feeling it, and you just kind of were like, all right, fuck it, whatever. Like,
Yeah.
we'll just go ahead and do it. Does that? How often does something like that happen?
Where we would go, we kind of have similar tastes in women. So
we like this couple.
Yeah, exactly. So that's helpful. And if one of us, there's a lot of respect that goes into this, and a lot of discussion and talking and and then talking some more. But and we've come up with boundaries and revised our boundaries along the way. You run into situations, you're like, oh, I did not expect this to be something that is an issue. And now we know how to deal with it. But if one of us vetoes a couple or a person, then the other one just is like, okay, then that's a no.
Right.
Because it's not enjoyable if my husband isn't enjoying himself as well, or if he's unsure, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So is it mainly couples, or do you guys like? I guess I think the term is unicorn. I think like
That's
do
a
you
single
is it
woman who's
mainly-
a swinger.
Is it mainly couples, or do you guys have like a lot of like unicorn type situations?
Well, unicorns are very rare.
They are rare. Yes, they are.
We have them because we know people. I mean, we film with single women who also swing, and they're beautiful, which is great. So there's that for us. There's also single males that we will invite along for fun sometimes. So that's a thing too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever? There's a resort. Shout out to Vividly Vixen. She does the show with us every so often. She's also in the adult industry. She goes to a swingers resort called Secrets.
Yeah, I've heard about that. I've not been.
Okay.
Of it.
Okay, yeah. Actually, we were one of the episodes. She came in and guest co-hosted with us, and
cool.
she was actually at Secrets. Rune,
I
were
was
you
on
here?
that one.
You were here for that.
Yeah, I was on that one. Yep.
He was on it, and this guy kept on like,
Yeah.
trying like he's like showing his stuff, like this heavy set black man
In the
like,
window, right? He was in the
through the
window.
window, and like we don't know what's going on. We see like her, but her view, like she's just like, what the fuck as this is happening. But maybe you guys can reach out to her. She might be someone cool to shoot some content with or whatever, because I know she's into the swinging stuff, and she's also, she does a lot of the content creating, in the adult field too. So yeah, maybe hitting up with that and all that stuff. So Lala, what all do you have? So is there anything special that you have coming up? Anything you can talk about that's going to be releasing or that you're going to be doing soon?
Yeah, sure. So XBiz, the fan voting is open right now until March 18th. I'm going for both of the MILF categories, so please vote for me.
Vote.
Thank you.
If you do not, we will track you down, and I will let Rune shoot you in the head with an arrow.
And then let's see, what else do I have? So we talked about Shandam briefly. I have a little series of videos coming out soon, or in the next week, on my spicy pages.
Okay, nice. And Lala, where can everybody find you? If they want to track you down online, I always advise, absolutely do not give out your address. That is never a good thing to do, because you will have every weirdo from this side of the sun lining up outside your house like, hey, you remember that weird podcast where they were talking about steamrollers and had those people swimming in
egg beer.
Yeah.
Beer, egg beer.
Egg beer. Yeah, just to make it really easy for everybody, lalatada.com has all my links to everywhere that you can find me and talk to me and buy my stuff. Buy my stuff, please.
I appreciate that. I appreciate a good website. That's what we tell everybody, because normally people have like, what is it? All my links or link tree or something like that.
Yep.
I'm just like, website. Website has all of it. I update it all the time. Make sure you go over www.thehhpod.com. That's where you can find us. Ruan, what all do you have coming up? Of course, you have Oh Fuck Yeah with Ruan Willow. What all do you have coming up? And of course, do you have any new audio books or anything like that coming out soon too?
Yes, of course. My podcast, Oh Fuck Yeah with Ruan Willow, is on all the podcast apps and on Pod Nation TV and Full Swap Radio. And I just had a audiobook go live, The Sugar Daddies, and I have another one I'm working on. But the ebook is about to go live. Friends with Benefits is going live on Tuesday. I also am in Golden Pigtails. It's for erotica, written erotica. And so I am in the finals for my book, Dressing Room Dom, which is a lesbian story.
Nice.
So, yes, go vote for me. I had 3. I was nominated for 3 books, and one of them made it to the finals. So you have to vote by the 29th of February. So yes, I'm excited to be in the finals. So Dressing Room Dom is that one.
Nice. And make sure you go out, vote for Ruan. We would love to see her with an award. One of the times when we see her, if you get an award for that Ruan, make sure you show it to us the next time.
Oh yeah.
If you have it by then, you may be here before then or even after that. I'd love to see an award. Of course, we've been nominated for the AVNs twice, so, thank you for everybody with that. Of course, the fan voting, I consider it the Plug Talk Award, because they won it last year. They won it this year. They're going to probably win it every other year. I feel with all the categories, like the fan voting stuff is crazy, because you get 20 nominees for each one. I feel like with the podcast, they need to break it in half, because you have these big market, like huge market podcasts, and you have shows like mine that are more small market. They're kind of let those shows kind of battle it out or whatever, but it's fun being nominated, being acknowledged for stuff like that. So of course we're going to be back again next week. Of course, next week we like to try, when we double up on guests, we call them double shot weeks. So we're going to be back on March 1st, Friday, March 1st at 7:30 p.m. right here on YouTube Live. And our featured guest will be Jess, the Naughty Stylist. So she will be joining us here. And then we'll be back again Monday, March 4th. The one and only Leanna Lovings will be joining us for the third time. She becomes, I believe it's the second or third guest that joins our 3 Club, which is their third time appearing on the show. So she will be here. She's always a pleasure to deal with. And of course, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube. Find us on Pod Nation TV and all that stuff. And I just wanted to address real quick. I know some of you guys probably saw online. I posted kind of a little bit of somewhat of a depressed type status the other day. I kind of go through the ringer sometimes. Everybody has their mental health stuff. Sometimes with this show, I appreciate everybody that watches and all that stuff, but sometimes the show hits a brick wall and it kind of, it weighs on you sometimes. You want to always be bigger than what you are and all that stuff. So, that's what it was. Stuff like that happens. And I found out coming on that, shout out to Dick Dangle from Danglin' After Dark. He just announced that he's ending his show. So a couple of you guys seen him right here on the Happy Hour podcast. We collabed with him numerous times. I think he had 561 episodes, I think. And he announced shortly before we went live that he's going to discontinue doing Dangling After Dark. And I told him, man, you ever want to come on and talk again? You're a part of the family. Always feel free to come on to the Happy Hour podcast. And of course, Rune, that goes for you. Lala Tada. Even if you want to come hang out with one of our other guests and talk, we would love to have you back. So what we're going to do, we're going to get ready to wrap up here on YouTube Live, Roku, and Fire TV. Real quick, let me check the feed again, just see if anybody else said anything on the feed. Raging Blazer Master, he said during AI Insane, he said, Gum Man reminds me of the old claymation show Gumby.
Oh, yeah.
And then he said also the Captain Planet's theme song is now stuck in his head. So it is stuck in mine as well. So what we're going to do, we're going to wrap here on YouTube Live. Once again, thank you for joining us for the Happy Hour podcast. Lala, would you be able to hang out for 1 minute once we wrap?
Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. So once again, click the subscribe button down at the bottom. Find us on Pod Nation TV if you're watching us here. If you're watching us live, this will be on Pod Nation TV. We put out the Roku and Fire TV tomorrow. Also, if you're local, we will be filming our local feature show. It's called the HHPod's Fully Fermented. Of course, Exotica was featured on that. We're going to be over at Chesapeake Apothecary down in White Plains, Maryland. We're going to be meeting up with those guys, talking about their dispensary, having fun, and who knows, you come out, buy some stuff, you'll very well appear on the show. We always like to talk to people, ask them really stupid stuff, and just have a good time. So once again, I'm Ray. Rune, thank you for coming in and co-hosting with me. And Lala, it's been an absolute pleasure. I hope you had a great time.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure.
All right, cool. So we're going to wrap up here on the HHPod, and we will see you guys next time right here on the Happy Hour podcast. All right. So